After more than 2 decades of promises, the first official chapter of the Elbaf arc has arrived, and it's already full of mysteries, comedy, and an adventure in an enigmatic country. And a question: are the foundations for a future fight between Luffy and Shanks being set? In this video, we will analyze and theorize about the incredibly fun chapter 1127 of One Piece. So, let's get into the video. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Before diving into the content of this video, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. That way, you won't miss anything. So let's get into the video. Still moving at a slow pace, the 15th volume of the cover story shows us that Inuarashi is now the daimyo of Kuri. They are talking about the recent kidnappings. Let's see how this story will develop. But for now, it has mostly shown us how Wano's setup looks after the Straw Hats left. The chapter begins with fire. Something is on fire. The giants say this fire needs to be put out quickly. If the fire reaches the World Tree, also known as Yggdrasil, the country will be doomed. At this point, it seems Oda is showing us the importance of the tree to the country of Elbaf, as it's the center of the entire land. It's also interesting to note that they're going to report this incident to the Sun God. But who is this Sun God? Could this be the leader of Elbaf? Not only did a strange fire appear, but giant bees have fallen to the ground. Then one of the giants said that the Ear God has fallen. Another said this is bizarre. There's no way anyone could harm a giant rabbit. And well, at the end of the chapter, we will find out what actually happened. But we see the mention of another god here. Could we be seeing many entities in Elbaf? After this scene, which introduces us to the common folk of Elbaf, we move on to Big Stein Castle. And it's here that Nami was at the end of chapter 1126. Nami is scared. Zeus has just defeated a giant insect. Not knowing where she is or how she ended up there, Nami says she needs to be saved by Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, or even Usopp. Then we see Nami's outfit. We had already seen it in the previous chapter, but now we get a better look. But how did she end up in those clothes? Then she hears Usopp's voice. When she tries to look for him, another creature appears in her path, a cute porcupine. Nami scares the hedgehog, which also gets nervous and starts chasing her. Then we see Usopp, but at this moment he's in the mouth of a giant cat. Well, we then get a series of humorous scenes with the Straw Hats' scaredy duo running away from the creatures. Zeus even helps Nami by electrocuting both the hedgehog and the cat. Finally, we see Usopp's outfit, and well, expectation versus reality. Nami asks Usopp if he knows what happened to them, but he says all he knows is that they were on the giant's ship, drinking everything in sight. Nami remembers the giant said that drink could cause hallucinations. That's enough for Usopp to gather his courage because all of this must be an illusion. So he faces the giant cat head on. The problem is, the cat doesn't see it that way and smacks Usopp in the face, sending him flying and crashing through walls. The problem is, the cat thought it was a Digimon and digivolved into a lion, leaving Nami and Usopp even more terrified, and Nami used Usopp's body as a shield. Can you believe some people are complaining about this scene? Friends, this is a hilarious scene. It doesn't have to make sense. Oda included it just to make us laugh, though to be honest, Nami would probably do that. Just when the two think it's the end, we hear 3 voices. First, Sanji saying, "This was unforgivable. How dare someone make Nami cry?" Then we see Luffy, who unleashes Gear 4th Elephant Gun. A note here, Luffy is clearly not in his Gear 4th form. This is probably a mistake by Oda's editor. And of course, the other voice is Zoro's. The 3 of them attack the poor cat with a triple strike that honestly is like killing an ant with a cannon. Why such brutality against the feline, which of course falls defeated, returning to its cat form? Then we see the 3's outfits very similar to that famous Viking Straw Hats cape, with the difference being Zoro's mask. Could this be a reference to the character Zoro? Anyway. It's revealed that the rabbit we saw defeated at the beginning of the chapter became food for them. In other words, these guys arrived by killing an Elbaf god. Things might get complicated. The chapter ends with the original 5 Straw Hats from the beginning of the story, ready to set out and start exploring the new arc, the Elbaf arc, which has officially begun. And a few comments here. First, a parallel. The previous chapter had Shanks crushing member of Luffy's crew. Now, in this chapter, the Straw Hats make a barbecue out of an Elbaf god who is under Shanks' banner. A terrible atmosphere is building up. Could these be the foundations for a future clash between the two Yonko crews? Certainly. This news will reach Shanks and could be the reason for the confrontation. Another big question in this chapter is, who is the Sun God? Is this a title, or is it an imposter of the true Sun God of Elbaf, who we know to be Luffy? Do we have a false messiah on the island of Elbaf? And another question, where is Chopper? He didn't appear as one of those who stayed on the Giant's ship, and he hasn't shown up now either. Anyway, the long-awaited Elbaf arc has finally begun, and with a lot of comedy, very much in the One Piece style. There are action chapters, fight chapters, power scaling chapters, revelation chapters, and there are just fun chapters. Chapter 1127 is the latter. It's funny how those we thought would arrive with all the pomp of honored guests ended up arriving as true pirates, causing chaos everywhere. Chaos everywhere. So, are you excited for the Elbaf arc? What's your rating for this chapter? Leave it in the comments video. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell. Until next time, and thanks for watching.